Hello, everyone. Welcome to the RLHS Fine Arts Podcast. Today we have girls golf with Ella and Madelyn, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Hi, I'm Ella.
And I'm Madelyn.
And this is the RLS Fine Arts Podcast. And today I have the girls golf team. So, what inspired you guys to play golf?
You want to start?
So in my family, my grandpa and my dad and my aunt have all been really good golfers throughout their whole life. So when I was little, it was just like I was always surrounded by golf. And so I did like little lessons here and there, but then once high school came and I saw like what great environment the team was, it just really pushed me to keep going and keep getting better throughout high school.
And then when I was young, my dad always played golf as well, and he got my brother into it, and then he got me into it. And so I'd do a couple lessons, and then again, like Madelyn said, it wasn't really till freshman year of high school that I started to really play and then get better.
Okay, so is golf the only sport you guys do, or is there any other sports? And if so, what mentality do you have when you're playing golf that is different than when you're playing other sports?
I play basketball and softball. I don't know about basketball this year though, but it's different because golf is such a mental sport. So like if you're playing bad, it just gets you off by a lot, and like your parents can be like, "It's okay, pick yourself up," because like on the basketball court, you can be like, your coaches, your teammates can be like, "Hey, you got it. You'll make the next shot." In golf, you're all alone.
Yeah, I've tried out a couple sports throughout my life, but I've just really decided to stick with golf because I feel like I've gotten a lot better just focusing on the one sport. And like Ella said, it's really like an alone sport because you have your teammates there, but like in our tournaments and stuff, it's just us on our hole with like the girls that we're paired with. So it's really just about like staying in a positive mindset, and that's hard to do when you're not playing well.
Well, speaking of that, you guys both talk about being alone and having focus. How do you manage yourself to stay focused when you are playing a sport like golf? Because it's a slower paced sport.
Right.
So how do you guys manage to stay locked in order to do what you got to do to win?
It really depends on how you're playing, I feel like, because once you have a bad hole, I really try to be like, okay, just put it past. Like, there's so many other holes I can get it back, and then just try to finish out strong, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I just kind of take it one hole at a time, one shot at a time, because you really can't have a long memory in golf. You have to keep it short because you could hit a bad shot, but the next shot's like a career moment for you. So it's like you could change at any point. You just have to kind of stay in the future. And then I always, when I'm done, I'll look at back and be like, hey, I think I could have done this better. But on the course, it's really just staying like what's in front of you because that's all you can control.
Well, it's really important to have a good mindset in any sport you play at. So my next question is, what's your favorite course and least favorite course to play at?
Can I start?
Go ahead.
My favorite course is Lake Carroll. It's in Lake Carroll. It's like 15, maybe 30 minutes past Freeport.
Mm-hmm.
We played sectionals there last year. It's such a nice course. It's a long course to walk, especially, but it's really fun. Not too challenging. And I'd say my least favorite is probably Blackstone. It's in Marengo. We played there for regionals last year and this year. Last year was horrible. This year was but it's just a hard course.
Yeah, I'd say my favorite course is probably Timber Point. We play there usually for our conference tournament, and it's always in really good shape. And it's just like there's a lot of really beautiful like trees and lands, everything without it just being like plain and flat. My least favorite course would probably be Beaver Creek. We played there last year, and it was just like it was kind of like a family-owned course, so the idea of it was really cute, but when we played there, it's just like a basic 9-hole, and it's kind of like it wasn't super memorable. It was a good course, but I think we've played it a lot more that have been much more like artistic in the way they're made.
Well, speaking of memories, what is your favorite memory with the team that you have right now?
Ooh. I would have to say mine is probably the day that we won conference and then had our senior night after, because like since we're such a young team, we've had, like, when I was a freshman, we were all fresh off, so we've kind of grown up together the last 3 years. And freshman year was rough. We were all like, you know what, just give us like 2 years and we've got conference, we've got regionals, like we can do it. And so like 2 years later to be there and finally like get our conference trophy and see that we've gone undefeated in conference with like the teammates that we've gotten along the way, but also with like our seniors and everybody, and just to like kind of recap our whole season that night was like, it was awesome. It was so fun.
I agree with that, actually. And then I feel like when we beat Byron by 2 strokes, because we tied twice. We tied as a team, and then we tied, our number 5s tied. Or both the number 5s tied. So then we went to our number 6. Our number 6 beat their number 6 by 2. So we ended up winning it. But I feel like Byron was definitely our biggest competitor. So I feel like beating them, like, it just brought all of us together more, if that makes sense. And then on the bus ride, it was just, we were just kind of talking about it, and I feel like that brought us closer.
When you guys talk about growth of the team and as you are as a person, do you really feel that playing this sport has helped you with your character development, and if so, how so?
I definitely think it has, because as you go through like matches and tournaments, you're constantly dealing with new people and having to like be able to interact with people, and like just like people that sometimes you've never known before can like become your friends throughout the season. Like I've played with this one girl from Byron like 3 times now, and like we've become friends, and like every time we're like, hey, we get to play together again. And I think it just kind of like grows your character more, because it helps you focus on like meeting new people and just kind of having like a better look on just like life in general.
Yeah, I think when we play against a lot of people, it makes us more talkative, I guess. And I feel like that helps us also grow, like Madelyn said. And I feel like it also like brings us together from random teams, because like Madelyn said, I played with a girl from Byron a lot, and we've grown really close. And she's actually going to state, and I went over to her and gave her the biggest hug. I'm like, congratulations, that's so cool.
You guys talk about playing people from other schools. Is there a school that you love to beat the most and hate to lose to the most?
It's probably a tie between Byron and Dixon, because
Understandable.
Dixon's a little bit of cheaters.
Mm-hmm. Tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, any conference victory is always exciting, so it's kind of just every time we're like, okay, this team might be a little tougher to beat, but like basically every victory this season was exciting because it kept our undefeated record. So that was really good.
Well, we get a lot of people that listen to our podcast and watch it. What's something that you could tell one of our listeners that you would hope to give them the enlightenment to play golf for you guys?
It's so much fun. Like, it's probably one of the least like toxic teams, I would say. The bus rides are so much fun. Playing is so much fun. You meet so many so many amazing people. It's so cool. And then especially at our team, after we're done playing, we go eat with Coach L, and he pays for us, and so we always have a lot of fun there and on the bus.
Yeah, I think like agreeing with all that, but also golf is just like a really good sport, I think, like when it comes to just life in general, because it kind of reminds you've got to keep it short, like you got to keep what's in front of you, and it is a slower paced game, but I feel like that just allows me specifically to like take it in more. Like it's just such a beautiful sport. You get to see all these beautiful like landscapes and everything, and like Ella said, you meet new people, and you just really grow closer with your team, because then after we always go up to each other, we're like, what'd you shoot? And it's just like there's so much like camaraderie in the sport that it's just a really great environment.
Well, it's really good to connect with your teammates. What's something that you feel you're best at when it comes to golf, and what's something you feel you should work on more?
I feel like my chipping game is probably the best for me. It's gotten a little rough the past couple tournaments, but I feel like when I'm always close to the cup. if I don't make the putt, I tap in for par or bogey, whatever. And then I feel like my long irons should be able to get better, like 160, 140 in. I just feel like I'm not as accurate that I should be, and I feel like I should work on that a lot more.
I would say the best part of my game is my putting. I made a 2/3 of the way season switch to a new putter this year, and I think that it was definitely a little bit of a scary move because I was like, I'm so used to this one putter I've been using forever, but I decided to switch, and I think ever since my putting's been a lot more confident, and I've had a lot more saves and stuff for like par and bogey. And then I also think I would agree with like my longer irons and mid irons could be a little bit better, just like gaining more distance, which also comes with like strength training and stuff in the off season. So,
Well, it's obvious that you guys have grown in the sport and have become really good at it. Is this something that you want to continue either at the collegiate level or in professional?
I would love to. I'm hoping at least to go D2. If there's a small chance, maybe this off season, maybe D1. But I would love to do that.
yeah, my goal is to play in college, probably D2. But like I'm looking at all levels of divisions, probably not professional level just because that's incredibly difficult to get into and those people are insanely talented. But there's like other kind of littler tours and stuff you can go on. So like that would be fun to do one day after college.
Well, speaking of college, if there's one college that you could go to for golf, what would it be and why?
Ooh, that's a good one. I have a couple colleges in mind. I can't remember what it's called, but it's in Tennessee. It's like a lower D1 school. I've looked at some of their the girls' averages, and they average like low 80s, and I'm almost there right now. So I'm like, hopefully this off season I can get that, and then hopefully have Coach L reach out to them.
Yeah, I've been looking through a couple. I know I would like to stay probably closer to home just because that's just something I have for college in general. But I definitely want to talk to a few coaches. I talked to a few schools in Indiana, like at a college fair that I'm hoping to go visit. Same with Iowa. So my options are pretty open right now. But the plan is throughout this year to go on some more tours and hopefully speak with some coaches and solidify what I want to do.
Well, the more you get out there, the more you'll be able to see what colleges actually want you and see which best fits you. If there is one person that has inspired you the most, like either a professional or a teammate you played with, who is that, and why do you feel they've inspired you the most to continue to play golf?
Mine is definitely Izzy because I played with her my freshman year. She was our number 1 for a little while. I was our number 2 for a little bit, and then we switched. But then she would always pick me up whenever I was upset. Like, especially as a freshman, my mentality wasn't good yet. So I feel like whenever I was down, she'd always pick me up. And then whenever she was down, I'd always try to pick her up. She's always so positive. I love Izzy.
Yeah, I would say probably in my life would be my dad because freshman year we were excited to start getting serious and it was just a really rough year. And he never forced me into it, but if I wanted to be there, he wanted to be there kind of thing. And he stuck with me through that rough season, and he's put in a lot of time and effort to get me to the point where I'm at today so that I'd be able to improve and get better. And I'm just like, I don't think I could have done it without him.
Well, family is very important, as you can see. For going on to next year, because you guys are going to be seniors next year, what's your main goal that you want to get to?
Go back to state.
Yep.
Hopefully get top 3. That's my goal.
Yeah, I would say probably try to win sectionals.
Yeah.
And then advance to state because of that.
All right. Well, that is the RLS Fine Arts podcast with the girls golf team. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.